welcome back to the latest John Kynaston vlog. This is episode number 28. It's now Monday the 26th of February 2018, and so on Saturday, which will be the 3rd of March, the Northern Traverse race is 10 weeks away. This video basically is going to be all about my recce weekend. I went down and did a 2-day run from St. Bees across to Shap, and I thought rather than talk about it I would put it out on a video. So I took lots of video clips, mainly for myself really, just to remind myself of the route and any bits. So hopefully if anyone's doing the race you'll find that quite helpful. And this basically covers the Lakes Traverse as well, which is the race which goes alongside the Northern Traverse but finishes at Shap. This week I've had a good training week. So I ran on Monday on my normal Pollock route, just 6.42 miles, and then on Wednesday I had a meeting in Glasgow, so I got the bus in and then I ran back on the cycle path, so that was a road run, 6.44 miles. And then Thursday I did another off-road around Pollock and my friend Johnny joined me, so we had a good run and a chat together. And then obviously Saturday, Sunday was all about doing this long run, and I ran 37 miles on Saturday and just over 24 miles on Sunday. So it was quite an epic weekend, and hopefully the video coming now will give you a real taste of it. I basically put it together on my phone on the train home. I got the train back from Penrith, and so it was a good use of the time, and I used the iMovie and put it together. So hopefully it'll give you a sense of the weekend. Good morning. Just got the last little bit of my train journey to do. We're following the coast now to St. Bees. Look forward to the day and to the weekend, and I'll be taking some video clips along the way. So here we are. I've just started just after 11, and official signs of the coast to coast walk, Welford Wainwright, and so it's over this little bridge. And then to the coast, and you actually head north a little bit, and then it heads in to Seath. Okay, the first mile or so is very nice, just on this sort of easy path, slightly to the side, so you sort of feel as though you're running with your left foot lower than your right. But absolutely beautiful day. Sun is shining. It's not cold at all, so really blessed with the weather so far. I hope it stays like this for the rest of the day. I think it's going to be obviously cold on the tops, but that's a few hours away, so I'll enjoy what we have. So heading towards the lighthouse over there with the sea to our left. Okay, been going almost 2.5 miles, and we're coming up to the lighthouse, and again, the ocean behind us and the sun behind us. Beautiful day, and follow this coastal path for another, I think another half mile, maybe a little bit more, before we turned right and then inland. Okay, just come that way. The lighthouse is there, and there is a signpost to Sandwith which we are going to go to, but we carry on the coastal path here, through the gates here. And follow on the path past this little outhouse. It's been going for almost 4 miles, and you can see Whitehaven there. I came through the train there an hour and a bit ago, and going past this quarry, danger, keep out. And then I think up there where those people are, I think that's where we're going to take a right, and then basically we'll be heading east then. In the race it'll be east all the way to Robin Hood's Bay, but today it's only to Grasmere. Yep, so we're now leaving the coast and the sea, and we're heading east now towards the sun, and we're on this little road now for about 3/4 of a mile, I think, into Seathwith. Just gone through Seathwith and go past the Dog and Partridge, and then we're just gonna head up here and then take a right in a minute. Okay, so we just come down that path, that road from the Dog and Partridge, and then we're following this path now, St. Bees Road. So we're heading down this way past these white cottages, making our way towards the lakes now. So we've just been through a little farm, and then we have to cross this road. Nothing coming, so it's good. And so Whitehaven historic market town is down there, and we're heading towards the hills now. Looks as though there's a little bit of snow on the very tops, but it looks pretty clear actually. I did bring my Catulas with me, but maybe I'll need them, maybe not, we'll see. But at least I've got them if I do. But I just can't get over what a beautiful day it is. The sun is shining and having a really good time. So just lovely start to the day. Great weather, and just had one of the hot cross buns and a little drink. So I've been going just over an hour and a bit, and so that was my first little mini split into Seathwith, and then the next one is Cleaton, which is about I think it's another 3 or 4 miles away, and then the one after that is Ennerdale Bridge, and that's the sort of first checkpoint really. So certainly having a good day so far. Okay, made my first little mistake there. I came to this path and I thought, oh, surely we stay on the main path, which was this one, but it is actually this lower one. So maybe these signs, I wasn't quite sure if they were the coastal path, and maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But as soon as I headed up that path, I was off my line on my Garmin, so it was definitely the wrong one. So I need to head down here. That looks like the across the railway line in a minute. Yeah, this is the right way, because you follow this path down and then we're going to go underneath the railway line there. There's a little bridge there, a little tunnel to go under the railway line. That was the line which I came down, I think, a couple of hours ago. So here we are, going underneath the railway line, and the gate here, and then carrying across that field. So under the tunnel and then heading across the field to the corner of the woods there. There's the train in the background. Right, since we went under the train line, which is over there, a little tricky bit actually. You had to go across quite a muddy, wet field, and you've got to keep to the left of the stream. The stream's just in the tree line there. I actually just wandered a little bit right and had to cut back over. So the path is keeping to the left of this stream all the way, and then I'm back on the footpath now and heading over this way. Okay, just come up over that, well, it was a bridge I think, but it's gone now, just one side of it, but a little stream there. And then we're going under, this is I think a disused railway line, and then we're heading through that gap there, and we're going to cross the A595. Not quite sure whether the path goes under or over it, but we'll soon find out. Okay, just come from there, and the answer is we need to try and cross this road. Oh, get across now. Basically that's the A595, which busy road actually. Here we go. So there's Mr. Wainwright. Robin Hood's Bay, 184 miles, St. Bees 7 miles, and that's sculpture by Colin Telfer. So thank you very much, Mr. Wainwright, for our route. So we've just come down the road from the sculpture statue of Mr. Wainwright. We're just going to leave this main road now, and we're going to take a left here. Scale Gill, and then we're going to head down onto the disused railway line, which is now, I assume, a cycle track walk area, and where the embankment is. Okay, we're now on, that's actually a good tarmac path for a little bit along this disused railway line. Okay, we've been on this cycle path for about, I don't know, a mile a bit, and then the path takes a left here down this little one, and this is Cleator, and I'm going to use the crossing the road as my mini split, so that's coming up soon. Okay, just come up there from the Wainwright Passage, and this is going to be my second mini split. That's 4.63 miles from the last one. So this is the main road, and then we just make our way up here and then take a right where that green sign is up there. There's actually a lot more signs than I thought there would be. I didn't realise it was as well signposted as this. So that's must be just over 9 miles or so. Yeah, 9.45 miles, and we're heading now. The next stop will be Annandale Bridge, and I'm going to stop there for a few minutes to have some lunch. Took a left, or kept to the left of the White House, and then we're going to take a right here now along Miller's Walk, and I assume this will lead on to a footpath pretty soon. Yep, up onto over the river, and following that coast to coast path. It's been going for 10.33 miles, and now climbing up this forestry path. So it's quite a good, fairly wide path, but it's climbing up through the trees, and then basically we sort of head over here, and then it goes over a couple of tops, I think, and then heads down into Annandale Bridge. And I think Annandale Bridge feels as though it's the start of the Lake District, really. I'm sure this is classed as the lakes, but in my mind I'm thinking, right, once you get to Annandale Bridge, once you leave there, you're getting into the heart of the lakes, and I'll be running along Annandale past up to Blacksale Youth Hostel, and then a little bit past there, and then there's a climb up to Kynaston. Right, steady climb up the hill through the trees, and you come to a junction here, this way or this way, and you go left. So basically I'm gonna head this way, and I think this is into the open moorland bit now rather than in the trees. As I was climbing up there, I was wondering how many people are following my dot. James Thurlow, the race organiser, very kindly sent me a tracker. Katrina rang a while ago and said that it's working and she's following, but I wonder how many other people are spending, not all the time obviously, but every now and again having a look and seeing how far I'm getting and how I'm doing. So if you are, thank you very much, and certainly adds a little bit to the run, to the recce. It's just about to reach the top of that climb. I would say by far that was the biggest climb so far. Made our way down from there, Cleator, and that's where we started from, right over there on the coast at St. Bees, which is probably over there somewhere, I imagine. So we ran, is that the lighthouse? So we sort of ran along and then in, and And now, look at this. We can start to see the hills of the Lake District. Isn't that beautiful? There we go, just a few bits of snow on the very tops, but nice and clear all the way for miles. Quite hazy at the top. Isn't that beautiful? I started about 10 past 11, so that's at 10 past 9 o'clock, so I'm about 2 hours behind sort of race time, as it were, if I was starting on the race. And the race is 11 weeks today, so in 11 weeks time I'll have been through here hopefully a couple of hours ago. I'm hoping actually I'll be a little bit faster on the race, because I'm definitely taking the time today. I'm taking lots of video clips and making sure I know the route, consulting the map and my Garmin, and making sure I'm not making any mistakes. Just made that one little mistake, but I'm glad. That's why I like doing recce's, really, because it gives you a chance to make those mistakes on the recce rather than the race day. But this is absolutely wonderful. So over the big stile, and then we're basically heading down following this path. Well, that was a very steep descent down that grassy bank, and now we've a pretty looks a well-worn path, which is going to head in now to Ennerdale Bridge, I think. So I think it's probably just under 2 miles to go to Ennerdale Bridge, and I'm going to have a little pause there and have my sweet potato and cheese, which I've been looking forward to. And I've almost run out of my tailwind, so I'm hopefully going to be able to refill my water at Ennerdale. It's been a lovely path about the last mile, and we've arrived here at Lowcock How bunkhouse. I'm sure lots of people will spend the night here. He's doing the coast to coast, and a big sign here telling us to go right to the tarmac road. I think we've probably got less than a mile, probably about the 0.6 of a mile or so to the bridge. So we've come back, and there was a good footpath just off the main, or the small road, so that was good. And come here, need to take a right, and basically there's a little path there which sort of means you're done after running the road, but it was a bit muddy though. And then you come to this junction here, Ennerdale Lake, 1 mile. Welcome to Ennerdale. So we're gonna head down here and then get onto the path, and then looking forward to running along Ennerdale, and then you get to from there there's a youth hostel, and then the far one is Blacksail, and then just after Blacksail you start your climb up to Honister. So just come down the little road, and then just going to come through this car park, and then get onto the path, which is going to run right along the length of Ennerdale, and then right through the trees. So I must admit that when I looked at the map, I was really looking forward to this bit. Here's the map here. So we're here. I'm going to run right along there, cross over to this side, I think, past Ennerdale Youth Hostel, and then right away to the Blacksail Youth Hostel here, and then we head up this way. And here we have Ennerdale Lake. path. I think, yeah, it stays around quite low. There's a higher path, but I think the route goes this way here, and here. Right, this path along the side of the of Ennerdale Lake, it's fairly flat, and you'd think I was hoping to run a lot more, but it's quite difficult. It's because it's so stony and rocky, and there's a few places where you can get a little bit of a run going, but a lot of it is just trying to walk as fast as you can over it, because I say, even though it's flat, it's quite tricky to run. Oop, a little bit of ice there as well, but still beautiful day, and so that's where I've come from. So running alongside Ennerdale Lake. Made it to the end of the lake, end of Ennerdale. As I said, that path was a lot rockier than I thought. It reminds me a lot of Haweswater that you do on the Lake 100, and which I'll do tomorrow. But it looks as though I've got a bit of a grassy track now, so hopefully I'll be able to run a bit more. And then I think between the two youth hostels, Ennerdale and Blacksale, I think that's a forestry road, and I'm sure that's going to be more runnable. So hopefully for the next hour or so I'll be able to do more running and keep moving. Okay, second slight mistake there. I just came over that cattle grid and turned left, and then I carried on that road and was about to go up over that bridge, but then realised that I should have headed left here and should be heading across to the other side where the path is. So I'll just have a look at my map there. Yeah, so I need to cut across over that field there and get onto the path on the other side. Easy to make just, you know, little slips like that, just not concentrating and didn't look at the map, and then I suddenly checked my Garmin and realised that, oops, I was off the line. So I wonder if anyone's watching the tracker saying, "Hey John, come back." Oh, I heard you, and now I'm heading across where I should be, and once again, oh, look at that beautiful view of Ennerdale. Nice little bridge to cross. Snow. It's definitely getting a bit cooler now. I'm in the shade. I can see the sunline just a bit higher up, but it's certainly a little bit cooler now where I am. That was the bridge that just came over. I took a slightly long line. I went right, but you should have gone straight on, follow the fence, and then over a little bridge, and then just come up this path here. And we're now on the main forestry path, and this goes all the way to Blacksale now. So I think it might be undulating, but basically it's going to be a wider path for the next 3 or 4 miles. That'll take us past Ennerdale Youth Hostel, which is going to be my next mini split, and then Blacksale Youth Hostel will be my second mini split of this leg, and then Kynaston is the checkpoint. Wow, this is amazing. So it's been like this for the last mile and a half since Ennerdale Youth Hostel, and I assume it's going to be like this all the way now to Blacksale. It's undulating as I thought, so I've run a fair bit, but I'm still walking the hills. But you can just about see the sunlight on the top of the hills there, but the sun has gone down behind that peak. But I might still get a bit of sunlight when I start climbing after Blacksale. I'm hoping that I might get to Kynaston before I need a head torch, but we'll see. I think it's about 4:20, so I think there's another couple of hours of daylight. So yeah, I should be hopefully past Kynaston. the sun setting towards Emmerdale Bridge and Youth Hostel, so I just refilled my water, and the Lakeland 100 course comes down that gap there, but I'm going to go up that way and then head up that gap there into a little bit of snow. Okay, I'm not sure you can hear this enough, but I climbed up from the Blacksail Youth Hostel and didn't do any video on the way because my hands were quite cold, and I was using poles as well, so I got my poles out. Pretty well at the top now. Look at that gorgeous sunset. And just heading over this way towards Kynaston. Hi, it's now Sunday morning, and I'm at Dave and Tracy's in Keswick. I couldn't do any more filming after that last little bit because obviously it got really dark and it was pretty cold. Had quite an eventful time coming down to Kynaston. It was a bit icy and I slipped a couple of times, banged my elbow, and it was a bit sore. But I kept the head torch off all the way down. Got to Kynaston, the sort of mine, and stopped there for a few minutes and got my head torch on and got my warmer gloves out and headed down. And there is a path which sort of goes down to Rosswaite, but I missed it in the dark, and to be honest I was really cold, so I decided to run down the road, so I missed that little bit. Got to Rosswaite and I had a choice there of whether to contact Dave and get picked up there. It must have been about sort of just after 7, 7:15 by then, dark. But I thought, I'll be okay. So I set off, and the run from Rosswaite was fine along the river, and then it starts to climb, and it climbed and climbed and climbed. Obviously it's pitch dark, head torch was fine. Quite enjoying it, really, the sort of the evening and the darkness. And then I got almost to the top. It was a long climb. I could see it. I was literally about 200 yards away from the top, but I faced this sheet ice, and I thought this is really tricky. So I put my Katulas on and I started climbing up on this ice, and it was what the Katulas weren't really gripping on it, and I was gingerly getting my way up, and then suddenly I just felt myself starting to slip, and I just couldn't get hold of anything, and I slipped all the way down, scraped my knee a bit. But it was pretty scary. It's about must be about 9:30, 10:15 by now, and I was literally just within the sight of the top, and then run down into Grasmere. I thought, well, maybe I could skirt round a little bit and see if that would help, but there's no way to go, and I just thought, this is dangerous. And the thing that struck my head is that I want to live to see my grandchildren grow up, so I decided to retreat and head back down again. I took a bit of so I got down. It was quite cold by now, so I just had my shorts on, so I sort of kept moving, and then by the time I got off the wind and down a bit, I got my phone out and there was no signal, but I was hoping that Dave would realise from the tracker that I was heading back down, and he did. So once I got a signal at the bottom, I gave him a ring and he came and met me at Rosswaite. So it was quite an eventful finish, really, but I think it was the wise decision, because honestly that was the scariest I've been on the hills for quite a while, and I realised if I tried to go again up this icy bank or this icy top, and I was further up, I would slide further down, more momentum, and I could end up doing something really serious. So I suppose the wiser choice wouldn't have been not to have gone, but I don't think ultra runners are known for their wisdom at times and the things that we do. But I ended up just running just over 37 miles, so it was a good day out, and I really enjoyed it. So it's now just gone 7:30. I'm going to have some breakfast, and then Dave's going to take me down to Grasmere, and then I'm going to run from Grasmere to Shap. So that will be part 2 of my week. So Dave's just dropped me off just on 9 o'clock, bang on time, and so I'm now on the route again, and setting off for day 2. Again, the weather is just amazing. Blue skies, sun coming up, so it's just gonna hopefully be a good day. It looks as though there's a little bit of snow on the top, so might need to get my Cthulhu's out again, but hopefully nothing like I had yesterday. Okay, making my way up to Grasdale Tarn, and what a view. Sun, probably blind the camera, but sun there coming up now, it's getting pretty warm, and there's Grasmere down there, and that's the range where I would have come over last night, and you can see there's quite a lot of snow on the top, so it's definitely the right decision to head back. But oh, what a lovely day to be out in the lakes. So here's Grasdale Tarn, and that's almost 2 miles. It took me the best part of an hour, so it was a good solid climb up there. Now this point is a join of 3 different routes. Obviously the Northern Traverse that I'm recceing now, and then I also did a race called the Ultimate Trails 100k. I'm not sure if it's still running in the full distance now, but we came up from Patterdale, so the way we go down is the way that that route goes up, and then that goes round the Tarn and then goes to that point and then goes down to Dunmail Raise. So that's the 110, and then the other race is the Lakes in a Day, and Helvellyn is just behind there, and basically you wake your way down there, run around the Tarn, and then you head up this one, which is Fairfield, and then you've got a long run down the ridge down into Ambleside, and then all the way down to Cartmel. So that's I say this little bit here is 3 different races: Northern Traverse, Ultimate Trails 100k, and the Lakes in a Day. Okay, saying goodbye to Grasdale Tarn, and I'll see you in May. And then we're now heading, got a new view now, so once we get over this little col here, then heading down into Patterdale. Just met a walker who camped up here last night, and then he was saying that once you get over this col, then the ice and the snow pretty well disappear, so should have an easier run down into Patterdale. Right, so I've made my way down from the Tarn. It was hard to find the path really, and it was a bit icy in places, so I had to keep moving down, but basically I've got down, and I'll use this bridge as my next little mini split. It's only 6 miles from Grasmere to Patterdale, so I've got 3 sort of 2 mile splits. So presumably that's the way up Helvellyn if you want to go that way, or carry on up the Tarn that way. And now I'm back on the proper path now, and this should take me all the way down into Patterdale. Right, coming into Patterdale. Finally, after about 2 hours, I was able to do some running. The first hour climb up, obviously I wasn't running, and then all the way down pretty well to that bridge. It was quite treacherous at times in the ice, and just trying to get down safely. But then from the bridge I was able to run and walk on the road. So coming into Patterdale now, and not quite sure where the checkpoint's going to be here. Maybe even in this sports field. This was a checkpoint for the Ultimate Trails 100k, and the 50k started here. So that year Katrina did it, and that's where they started, in this field here. So just run through Patterdale, church on the left as I look back, and then the path here is to the right of this building here, or left of this building here, and then making our way up. And again, this is part of the Ultimate Trails 100k that I did a few years ago, so this is the way we came down. And I think, since I remember, it's like a pretty gradual descent, so it's going to be a gradual climb. Once again, an absolutely amazing view. Been slowly climbing up this path. Just need a second absolutely. Oh, spectacular. There's Angel Tarn. I don't think I took the best route from when I climbed up that path from Patterdale. I think I sort of wandered too far left and then right, and there were some walkers and then some cyclists, so I was following them, and I had to cut back over, so I'll be interested to look at the tracker later. Okay, just come down there following the wall. I'm not quite sure if that's the correct line. Well, I've made a complete and utter mess of this. I came down that one that's ahead by the wall, and then I convinced myself that I should have gone down that. So I went all the way back up, had a look at it and realised that's north. I still need to be going this way. So I had to come all the way down again and then all the way up this one. So what a mess. Just anyone following on the track will be thinking, is he doing hill reps or what? Oh, it's good to see Haweswater. So I made my way down off Kynaston, and eventually I found the right way. I'd love to do that section again from Patterdale to down to Haweswater. I know I will on the race, but oh, I made so many silly mistakes there. And that's in good weather when I can see. I don't know what it'd be like if the mist was down, so I'm gonna have to study that bit and make sure I don't make the same mistakes on the race. Right, I've now made it, and I'm now on the Horseside coast, the Lakeside Pass. And again, this route, this little bit, I've been on three different races. Leighton 100 coming this way, and then the Ultimate Trails going that way, and obviously this Northern Traverse going this way as well. So I reckon it's about 3.5 miles to the end of the lake of Haweswater, and then we'll have about another, I think about 5.5 miles to Shap, so probably just run about 10 miles to go. Back down Haweswater, and this is where the Leighton 100 comes down, down to that plantation there, and then obviously they turn right and head towards the checkpoint at Mardale Head at the car park, and I'm going to continue almost at the end of Endale Lake now, visit down, and so not too far to go. I just realised that I must have pressed the stop button rather than the lap button at the start of this lake, so I'm not quite sure how far I've run since on the lakeside. Okay, so we've come down from Haweswater, to like a little S-bend through the little houses onto this tarmac road, and then we're basically cutting straight across this road. I'm using this as my mini split at the end of the lake, and then we're oh, we got signs again now, coast to coast, Naddle Bridge. So I reckon it's about maybe 4 or 5 miles from here to Shap. I didn't do any videoing from Burnbanks to the end, mainly because it was getting really cold and I didn't really want to take my hands up my gloves, and also I made a few little silly mistakes again. You can see from the video that my navigation was not the best on Sunday, and I certainly learnt a lot from that, which I'll need to go over. But that's what the recce's are about in some ways. I'd much rather make those mistakes on just a recce run rather than wasting all that time on a race. But I do need to go over the maps again and just have a look, and now I've got a picture, an idea, hopefully I won't make those same mistakes again. Just like to say thank you to my good friends Dave and Tracy, who put me up in Keswick. So glad I had the tracker, because Dave could see that I was coming back down from down to Rosswaite, so he was able to pick me up about 11:15 and take me back and have a shower and something to eat, and then we sat chatting until about 12:30 before heading to bed. So it was great to see them, so thank you very much for your hospitality. And thank you too for James Thurlow. I was hoping to get a bus. He said there was a bus which left Shap to go back to Penrith, but it seems it's not been running for quite a while. So very kindly he organised a good friend of his, Scott, to meet me, and again Scott could check the tracker and see when I was coming into Shap, and he gave me a lift up to Penrith where I could get something to eat before catching the train home. So thank you very much to James and Scott for organising that lift for that part of the way. So I say this is if you're still listening to this and still watching, well done. It's been a lot longer, this one, because of all the bits of video of the route, but hopefully it will be helpful, and certainly be helpful for me. I'll watch this one over again and just remind myself of some of the parts of the route, and if we get weather anywhere near as good as I had over this past weekend, then it will be superb. This week I plan to have a really easier week. I've had 2 or 3 big weeks of building up, so I was thinking of doing a hill run next Saturday, but I just don't think I want to have another big long day out on the hills. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably run twice during the week, maybe tomorrow and Thursday, and then go for a run with Katrina either on the Braes or on the Kilpatricks, and we'll do sort of 15 miles or so and just have a sort of slower chatty run. And then basically we've got 2 weeks then to the Hardmoors, so the following Saturday I'll just have a taper run, an easy run, and then it will be the 55-mile race, and then basically 2 weeks after that I've got my next recce. So things are certainly starting to build up, so I think I would probably really benefit from just having an easy week this week, and so I don't want to do anything silly, because my ankle was great over the weekend, no real issues at all, so I don't want to spoil that. So anyway, so easy week this week, and I'll share some more next weekend. So until next weekend, bye for now.